What's up, guys? On today's show, I want to entice you, inspire you, implore you, intrigue you, experiment with you. What I'm trying to say is I want you to reconsider fashion watches and what fashion watchmaking actually is. I'm going to start with probably the most controversial fashion watchmaker, and I think they're controversial for a few reasons. We're going to get into it. It is 3:14 p.m. Let's get down to business. In the chat or in the comments, if you're watching this after the live show, why don't you go ahead and tell me what you think a fashion watch is, and if you'd ever wear one. So, okay. Here we go. We're just going to jump into it. Before I say anything else, let's just jump into it. Cartier, right? Oops. I went to the wrong podcast. By the way, guys, we do a Monday through Friday show over on my podcasting channel, youtube.com/@canweusethatword. And then we also do a show here on the Time Teller channel, but with my OBS studio, sometimes I quick swap to the wrong show. Cartier, okay? Here's the thing. A lot of people, because of Cartier's success in the jewelry space, have written off Cartier as a watchmaker at all, okay? They see Cartier coming out with leather goods, glasses frames, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, rings. And it's true, Cartier is very well known for a slew of shiny, sparkly, very valuable hoity-toity things. And we have these examples. And this is from March 2025, okay? So we see these kind of bracelet watches, these bangle watches. This is from the Panther series. Look at this. Like a literal bangle. I don't even know how much of this are. I wonder if they're going to... Look at that. This is actually very pretty, except I would never wear it, of course, but I think these are more targeted towards the gentler of sexes. I wonder how expensive these are. Okay, so the Tressage watch, which is the first one, $40,000 for yellow gold. White gold, $122,000. Yellow and white gold, $75,500. 68,000, 35,000, 44,000, 44,000, 54,000. These are not inexpensive watches, okay? But it is these types of releases that I think in some watch collectors' minds undermine people's respect for Cartier, okay? I am here to tell you to reconsider. Because Cartier was making watches, wristwatches, long before they ventured into this kind of world, right? So Cartier is one of the reasons we even have wrist-worn watches in the first place. But I just want to kind of tantalize you here real quick. You see this? This is, you could argue, is jewelry. This is fashion. But what about this? By the way, the stream froze. YouTube's been doing that for some reason. So just focus on the screen. This is the Masse Mystérieuse. This is one of Cartier's, I think, most impressive releases ever. This is not a recent release in that. I think this is from like 3 years ago. So it's not from this year. But this is what's insane. Cartier does a lot of these, what do you call it? Invisible watches. And it's very, very cool and interesting how they do it. But here, this is an automatic watch. And you might be wondering, well, where's the rotor? This is the rotor. Okay, well, where's the movement? This is the movement. The rotor is the movement. That's insane. This is not like fashion watch territory at all. You look at the Cartier Tortue Monopusois. That is an insane watch too. A crazy movement. Most recent iterations were actually worked on by I think that movement had 6 watchmakers working on it, one of which being F.P. Journe. So, yeah, but this like, yeah, you can write off Cartier for these types of things, but don't forget they also make these types of things. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Now let's move on to things this year. Okay? The Chanel J12. I'm not a huge fan of the J12. I'm going to be honest. I'm not even a fan of this J12, but this is the most recent J12. And you do have to admit, this looks a wee bit more impressive than ones that we've seen before. And Chanel, when I think of Chanel, I think of like handbags and like fragrances. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think wristwatch when I think Chanel. Cartier, I think of wristwatches. But I'm biased. Because if you were to ask my girl, like if you were like, all right, word association, what do you think of when you hear the word Chanel? She would say, handbags. And then if I was like, Cartier, she would say, you know, probably bracelet or something. You know what I mean? Or earrings. But for me, you say Chanel, I would say perfume. And then Cartier, I would say Mon Epoussoir. That's what I think. But Chanel, I mean, this is their caliber 5, whatever, 29 jewel. This at least looks kind of cool. I would never wear it, but this does look very, very, very cool. This looks disgusting though. This one I do not like. I also wish they didn't put that gemstone right in the middle. But let's see. 200 meter water resistance rating. That's impressive. Cool movement. So it looks like they're ranging from 10,000 plus to 24,000, depending on what you get. I'm sure that one with the big old diamond in the middle, I'm sure that is, probably the priciest one. Okay, let's move on, though. Louis Vuitton. If you spoke to me about LV, I would. Oh my God! Look at the face I was making when I froze, dude. Look at the face I'm making when the stream froze. That is so funny. Someone clip that. Oh my gosh, dude. Look at this. Someone clip this, dude. That is so funny. When Cartier says Mon Epoussoir. Oh. Oh gosh, that is hilarious. That's so flattering. Okay, so if you were to speak to me about Louis Vuitton, I would think of, like clothing and handbags again. That's it. It's like that's what I think of when I think of this. But this is a current release from them, and it's very, very cool. Almost taking a page out of Cartier's handbook with the kind of invisible back dial, where things seem to be floating, tourbillon, or tembo, or whatever. It's very cool. This is very, very cool. Look at that. I think this is a really cool time presentation. You have 2 options to choose from, essentially. New in-house bass movement. Look at that itty-bitty rotor. That is really cool. I dig it. So, again, don't count Louis Vuitton out. Why are there 2 screws missing here? What is going on? Man, media watches get beat to crap. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. So, for some reason, the media watch is missing 2 screws, which is weird. But anyway, I didn't do it. Here's another Louis Vuitton watch that I think is awesome. You look like you just made a clever pun. I know. I look like when someone says the word turtleneck at the Hodinkee headquarters. Like if someone's like, would you like to wear a turtleneck with some tweed? That's the face. At the Hodinky headquarters, when someone speaks to Ben Clymer and he hears the word turtleneck and tweed, this is the face that he makes. Ooh. All right, this is really awesome. The Tambor ceramic. I think this is one of my favorite LV watches. It's awesome, and I'm going to give this probably the best compliment I could give it. This honestly looks like something I could see like H. Moser making. It looks really cool and really clean. Maybe not this one. You know, there might be too much on the dial for H. Moser, but for some reason I think it's, I don't know. It's because Moser also has a watch with an integrated bracelet like this, I believe. But I dig it. I think that's really cool. All right, now Bulgari. Bulgari is one of these watchmakers slash, fashion houses, much like Cartier, who if you speak to a girl about Bulgari, they will tell you about all the various jewelry that Bulgari makes, right? The thing is, they are actually probably, like, I think they are more innovative than, like, even Piaget, and they are in... not cahoots. They are in stark, heavy competition. That's what I mean. They're in heavy competition with Piaget. But I think that Bulgari is kicking their butts because not only have they beaten Piaget with the thinnest watch, they now have the thinnest tourbillon watch, 1.85 millimeter Bulgari Octofinissimo Ultra Tourbillon. Like what? I remember, this is like a bracelet, like, maker. Like, these guys make, like, expensive jewelry and stuff for women. Look at that tourbillon. What even is that, dude? I think this is such a badass watch. Okay, I'm about to say something very strange. This is 750,000 euros. That seems very inexpensive for what it is. And that's not to, like, dude, 750,000 euros. That's like $1 million, right? Like round up. That's like $1 million. But it's limited to 20 pieces, and it's the thinnest tourbillon watch in the world. I feel like this should be more expensive than that. Maybe I have been so disenfranchised with the haute horologie market, but for some reason, do you guys agree with me? 750,000 euros for a 20-piece run of the thinnest tourbillon ever seems actually very inexpensive for what it is. But I think I've just become so jaded with the crazy prices of the watch market nowadays. All right, now moving to Hermes. This one with the diamond, I don't like. This one's much more interesting. Le temps suspendu, which is like suspended time. I think these look cool and sporty. Stainless steel, under $7,000. But I really like this red one. I don't know, man. I think these fashion watches, look at that. I think these fashion companies have moved up. I think they're leveling up. So, I dig it. The red one. But guys, you let me know what you think. I just wanted to tell you that maybe we should reconsider what fashion watchmaking actually is, because I think the fashion houses are actually coming out with some really, really cool, innovative, interesting watches, especially when we compare them to brands like Rolex, who give us the same thing year after year after year, except now they put something on an integrated bracelet and made it really thin and called it the Land Dweller, even though they essentially made the same watch back in the 80s. But what do I know? All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Thank you. I keep forgetting you're frozen. Then I keep looking back. Hey, Ben, do you want to talk to John Mayer and hang out and call really expensive 5-figure watches Ford Focuses? Oh, that sounds incredible!